Happy 4th of July. Aren't you glad you live in America? Thank God for the land of the free, the home of the brave. And I do want to wish all of you a wonderful 4th of July weekend. And like many of you, I'm going to be grilling today and having a nice swim party at my house and eating some outdoor cooking. Today, though, I want to talk about a question or answer a question that people ask, and that is, should ministers get involved in politics? Now, there's a group of ministers that say, no, we should just preach about Jesus and just talk about him and what he's done for us. And I understand what they're saying. However, when you read both the Old and New Testament, it's really a different story. Much of the Old Testament is about prophets speaking to kings, right? We see that a lot in the Bible. In fact, in our recent lectionary reading, we're learning about Balaam and Balak. And Balak, of course, was the governor. He was the ruler, the civil ruler, and he's trying to get Balaam to work with him. And, it's a great story. So, if you take away the stories of prophets speaking sometimes in favor, but mostly against kings, you wouldn't have much of the Bible. And then when you get to the New Testament, John the Baptist, he spoke against Governor Herod, told him that having his brother's wife wasn't lawful. And he made the governor so angry, he imprisoned John. Later on, of course, you know the story, his head was beheaded. And then somebody said, well, that's the prophets. What about Jesus? Well, Jesus himself, when someone sent him a message saying Governor Herod wants to kill you, you know what he says? He says, go tell that fox that today I will heal, tomorrow I'll cast out demons, and on the third day I'll reach my destination. Jesus had no qualms about speaking against a political leader. And then eventually you wouldn't have a crucifixion if it wasn't Jesus eyeballing one-on-one with Pontius Pilate. You see? And so we have here a mixture of the prophets, the Son of God, speaking to government leaders. You know why? Because in the end, God wants us to live a wonderful life, but we can't have that if the government is out of control. And that's what we're seeing right now in America. America's getting out of control. And one of the reasons, I think, is ministers are intimidated. They don't want to deal with the issues of today. If it wasn't for the church, we wouldn't have the abolitionist movement. If it wasn't for the church, we wouldn't have a civil rights movement. See, the church has an important role in speaking to the social and moral issues of today. So in answer to the question, should ministers get involved in politics? If you're talking about should we vote, should we encourage people to vote the right way, should we encourage people to vote biblically, should we try to convince government leaders to do the right thing, then the answer is, of course, ministers should be involved. You say to me, but by getting involved, Bishop, didn't you cost the church a lot of money? Well, listen to me. Didn't the prophets of the Old Testament get imprisoned? And didn't they lose their lives? And didn't John the Baptist get thrown into prison and lose his life? And didn't Jesus get crucified? Here's the point, though. Who said that for a minister to get involved is not going to cost him anything? And that's the real problem today, is ministers are afraid. I'm here to tell you as a minister, don't be afraid. Speak the truth, speak it in love. But surely we can change the world and make it a better place. But we're going to have to get involved. Again, I hope you have a great 4th of July.